think it says live, right?
Yeah, it's live.
Sure enough. There it is. Okay. All right. Good morning, Roadrunners. Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Welcome to Roadrunner News on Friday, April 7th. Friday, April 7th. I think I got that right. Happy Friday. Good morning, Ms. Rivas.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited. I have a lot of announcements.
Fantastic. So we're going to do some announcements. Then we have a book commercial and a writer's corner. And then we'll do Roadrunner cards at the end like we always do. So it's going to be a great show. Maybe a little bit longer than usual. I keep promising 10-minute shows, Ms. Rivas. And I never, ever hit 10 minutes. I always go past. They're just getting bigger and bigger. But I think that's okay on a Friday, especially the Friday before spring break. So what announcements do you have for us?
Well, talking about spring break,
Okay.
After spring break, when you come back from your vacation, you're going to have your Team Kids assemblies. This year, we're not going to meet on the back of our school. We're going to have individual assemblies, and we're going to see a surprise documentary.
So Team Kids, I'm going to catch everyone up on Team Kids, especially new students. Every year, Team Kids is this organization that comes out and talks to kids and gives kids power to solve problems in our community, right?
Yes, and they have something called the weekly challenges. So what are those weekly challenges? Kids spend a whole week racing, whether it's objects or something related to a problem that they want to solve. So this year we did things differently in two ways. One is the kickoff. It's gonna be, according to classes, different assemblies where they're gonna see a movie as opposed to all of us together having a huge kickoff. And then there's another thing they changed this year. This year, our students voted. They have ballots and they voted for the challenges. So they were actually voting and choosing and picking, and we counted the votes last week.
So they voted for the three
challenges.
causes that they wanted to support in our community.
Yeah, and it was really nice to see that because you can clearly see what their intentions are, and it was fair for everybody because you guys got to pick yourselves with your vote. And it was interesting to see that our winner, number one for 110 votes, was the cause that has to do with Children's Hospitals of Orange County. That was 110 votes for them.
Children's Hospital of Orange County. You know, that comes right on the heels of all the amazing amount of money, more than $5,000 we raised for the American Heart Association, right?
So
oh, no, I'm sorry, that was wrong. The Leukemia Society.
We obviously have a momentum and an interest from our students that is proven by these 110 votes of helping children who are having some health issues, and our students want to show their love. And the challenge would be that we are going to be getting coloring books, crayons, markers, color pencils, and also character band-aids. So you have 2 weeks to think about it. And if you're shopping with mom and you want to pick something that has to do with this challenge, you have 2 weeks to get ready.
And they bring it to school, right? My memory is they bring it to school and they put it in this big box.
They put it in this huge box.
Yeah.
And the thing is that we're going to have 1 week for each challenge. So let's think and wait to see which week is the one we're going to choose, probably the first week for the Children's Hospital. That's number one. Interesting, that for 102 votes, this is the beauty of voting, because you can see in numbers that people were really close with the Pet Rescue Center challenge. So for a couple of less votes, we got the Pet Rescue Center, and we're going to be collecting gently used towels or blankets. Again, you have 2 weeks. If you see a towel that you don't use anymore, instead of throwing it away, just wash it and keep it for the pets.
And those towels and blankets are used for so the animals in the pet center can make bedding and stuff like that.
Not
is
just
my memory,
that,
right?
I saw them, and this is the beauty of Team Kids Challenge. They are so crafty. They cut them also, and they make toys for the pets.
Oh, my goodness.
With little
Okay.
towels. So they're going to show us that too. So I saw that.
All right, so we're going to give a lot of love to
interesting.
Children's Hospital, a
Yes.
lot of love to pets. And if my memory is, the pets is a tradition here. I think every
Yes.
year we've done a pet challenge.
We love our pets.
All right, what's number 3?
Okay, for 80 votes, the local library will be collecting our handmade bookmarks with positive messages from our students. So this is our third one. again, if you feel bored during the vacations and you want to do something really productive, start getting things ready. Start getting your colors and your paper, and you can start making those handmade bookmarks. They're very easy to make, and so you can be ready. When the challenge comes, you have them ready.
So is the idea maybe on the bookmarks there would be pictures about learning or positive messages about how important it is to read?
To read, everything related to literacy. Any feelings that you have towards books and reading, you can put that. You can write something, or you can paint something. It's open to your creativity.
Fantastic.
So those are our 3 winners.
So that will start, just to summarize, that's Monday,
After
the
vacation.
17th, when we come back. Grade levels go to different assemblies, and they'll learn about the challenges.
Yes, but they already know them, so we gave them
the
news. Last but not least, we're still having time, 2 more weeks after break, to come with you. You have 2 weeks to raise money for children who have problems with their hearts, and you can bring, whether it's your $5 or a little bit more. If you give us more than $5, you can get the jumping rope or an extra little animal. The more money you collect from family, friends, or the neighborhood, the more things we're going to be collecting for jump rope for hearts. So 2 more weeks after break. Also.
I'm seeing kids with the
lanyard.
The lanyard with the little animals on the end.
Yes,
around. They're very excited.
They have 2. That means they gave us between $15 and $50 for heart disease. So that's awesome.
Awesome. Great stuff going on here at Heidemann. We are giving back to the community.
Thank you, guys.
All right, so while AJ comes on for her book commercial, I'm going to tell a little bit of a story. And this is a story about how students here at Heidemann have the power to change things in our community. I'm going to say that again. How students here at Heidemann have the power to change things on our community. So the story goes like this. A couple of weeks ago, specifically on Principal for a Day, when Mayor Bernstein was our principal that day and we were going around visiting classes and things, one of the awesome things we did that day was go to an assembly put on by the student council. Now the student council, and I believe, Mr. Producer, you're on student council, is that correct? Okay, he is. So Alfonso and all of the student council got together and they put together a presentation. They had studied our neighborhood and how most kids, good morning AJ, how's it going? Good. How most kids walk to school and how safe it was walking to school with the 3 most popular walking routes. And they did a presentation on what were some possible hazards and safety issues and how they could, the city could potentially fix it. And listening to this assembly was engineers, people from Public Works for the city of Tustin, the police department, and they were all listening to these ideas. And the idea was that student council would convince or persuade the people with power in the city to make these changes so that it's safer out there. So one change has already happened. It's so exciting because this is a great story about how students have power. One of the big complaints that the student council had was that people drive too fast on William Street, right? The kids have reported that cars are just going too fast, they're taking too long at the stop sign. In other words, they're braking too short. They're going super, super fast and then brake really fast. And it just feels unsafe. How many of you have ever experienced a car on William Street going too fast? Yeah, absolutely. You've ever experienced that? So they had some ideas on how we could help drivers and remind them to go slower. So, long story to get to this. I have seen these changes. Student council affected our community. The other day, the police department parked a car just right next to the crosswalk. And there was no police officer in it. It was just parked there all day long. And the intention was to remind the community that there are rules to follow and that drivers need to slow down. That was awesome. The second thing I noticed, I don't know if you saw this, AJ, but they parked this big sign on wheels. It was like a digital display. and it was a gigantic speedometer, and it would, when cars would come up William Street, it would tell you what speed you were coming, and if you were going too fast, it would flash. It was right next to our driveway. Student council did that. So I want you to remember that, in this country, in this city, we have power. And when we talk to the people who can change things and we make our voices heard, when you make your voices heard, things can change. So I'm super proud of Heidemann and the Student Council. Things are changing for the better in terms of safety out in our neighborhood, which is so great. All right. How are you?
Good.
Awesome. Here to do a book commercial? Tell everybody who you are and who your teacher is.
I'm Adrian from Miss Romper's class.
Can you guys hear her? All right. Mr. Producer? Good? Okay. So you are going to do a book commercial, correct? What book are you going to do?
Buffalo Woman.
Buffalo Woman. Now, is this a fiction story or a nonfiction story?
Nonfiction.
Nonfiction. This is a true story that happened in the world. Is that correct? Okay. You guys see that? I'm intrigued by the title. Now, I'm looking here. I see, a couple Native American mothers, I think. I see a child. And they're
That's the father, that's the mother, and that's the child.
father, mother, child, and they seem to be facing down a gigantic herd of buffalo. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So tell us what it's about. What is so exciting about Buffalo Woman?
At first, there was a boy who always used to go out and shoot buffaloes
Mm-hmm.
to eat them.
Okay.
Then he rubbed his eyes and he noticed he was just dreaming, and he saw a girl, and he was in love with her.
Mm-hmm.
Then a couple of years later, they got married and had a child. And then the father's parents didn't all the people didn't like her and him.
Mm-hmm.
So the girl wanted to run away with his child, and they ran away. And then he kept following them. And then they said, if you take one more step, the buffaloes will kill you.
Okay, let's get to that important part. Do they show that in an illustration right here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then what happens?
Then he says no because he's their father, and he wants to take care of their mother and son.
Wow, that's incredible. I gotta say, the illustrations in here are beautiful, right?
And then that's the leader of the buffaloes.
What are these red lines? Is he talking, or is he snorting or growling or something?
I think.
It's interesting. Do you see how the red line looks
Yeah.
like red lightning
Mm-hmm.
coming out of his nose?
Or it looks like some blood.
Oh, maybe it's blood. So it looks like the story concentrates on the buffaloes after this. So he decides, no, what happens? Why are the buffalo going around the dwelling there?
He's telling them, do you know where my wife and child are? And then, he sees that because he gets on the buffalo, and he goes straight to that. And then, the buffaloes they destroy the thing.
Is that here?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he dressed up as a buffalo, too.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Because you can see his hands coming out of the buffalo hide. Now, why did he dress up as a buffalo? I may have missed that part.
Because he didn't want them to kill him. He wanted to stay alive.
Oh, so he's trying to blend in, right? Camouflage. Wow. That's an incredible story. So why did you want to do a book commercial about it? Why is it worth persuade everyone that they should read this book? Why is it so great?
Because the book, it caught my thoughts on it, and it was really interesting for me. And the first time I read it, I was like, wow.
What a great feeling to have. Don't you love that feeling? Wow. Super interested. And when you said it caught your thoughts, that means, what did you do with those thoughts? Did you write them down at all?
I wrote them down in a post-it and put them in my reading notebook.
That's a great practice. Do you guys do that? When you have a strong thought while you're reading, do you put a post-it there and write it down so you can go back to that spot and think about it some more and share it with others? Did you share your thinking with anybody else in your class?
Yeah, I shared it with my substitute.
Very cool. Pretty awesome. And it looks like the author is both the writer and the illustrator. You see that? It says story and illustrations by Paul Goebel. So he did both. He wrote and illustrated. I know a lot of you both write and illustrate your stories, huh? All right. Incredible. Thank you, AJ.
You're welcome.
Very well done. Appreciate it. All right, I'm going to have you change places with Writer's Corner. How you doing? All right, I'll hold your book. Why don't you tell everyone who you are, what class you're from?
My name is Jessica, and I am from Miss Shamaper's class.
Okay, super loud. Like, pretend you're mad at Mr. Producer and you're yelling at him. Yell it.
My name is Jessica, and I'm from Miss Shamaper's class.
Was that better, Mr. Producer? Okay, awesome. All right, so we're going to do Writer's Corner. You yourself are an author. What did you write?
No bullying.
And what type of book would you call this? Like, if I were to go into the library, what section of the library would I go to? Like where the storybooks are, where the opinion pieces are, where information about animals. No bullying. All right. Tell us about your illustration. What does your illustration communicate about your writing?
There is 3 girls that are bullying 1 girl.
Okay. And that's the subject of your piece, right? Okay. Are you going to read it? Okay. All right. Super loud. Remember, Jessica.
It was Friday, the last day of the week. Amy was sad for Kimberly because Kimberly got bullied by Ashley, Alexa, and Aisha. Just because Kimberly was the smartest out of the whole class, I made Kimberly do their homework. Amy did not like that at all.
Okay, let's stop for a second. Earlier you said it was an opinion piece, right? And I'm gathering your opinion is about how there should be no bullying in school, right? Awesome. But it sounds like a story. Are these characters you made up, or are these real people?
Characters.
Characters that you made up. Okay. So I would call this a story, a fiction piece with a really strong point of view, right? You're trying to communicate an idea, aren't you? Okay, keep going. Listen to the idea, everybody. What idea is she communicating?
When Kimberly and Amy went to the park, they saw the 2 mean girls, Ashley and Alexa. They were crying. They told Ashley and Alexa why were they crying. Ashley and Alexa said that Aisha moved schools. Kimberly and
It's okay. I think you meant to not write that word. So Kimberly
said that they felt bad. At school, Amy and Kimberly told on Aisha. Ashley and Alexa, they told the principal of the school. They got in big trouble. They were not happy. Amy and Kimberly were so happy that Aisha moved schools. Amy and Kimberly think that Alexa and Ashley are going to stop bullying Kimberly. After school, they went home and changed their clothes, and they told their moms if they could go to the park. Their moms said yes. Their moms were talking mom stuff. Amy and Kimberly.
Let me laugh at. You said moms were talking mom stuff?
Yeah.
That was funny. Okay, go on.
Amy and Kimberly were playing Don't Touch the Floor. They were having lots of fun. After playing Don't Touch the Floor, they went to the grass and they were playing gymnastics. In gymnastics, you need to warm up, said Kimberly. When they were in the middle of the warm-up, they saw Alexa and Ashley coming close to them. When they were in front, of Amy and Kimberly, they said sorry. Ashley and Alexa told Amy and Kimberly if they wanted to be friends. They said yes. So then all of the 4 girls were playing with each other gymnastics. They were all having fun.
I think that's the end. Here we'll show the end there where it all, I guess I should say, where the problem got solved, right? So it really sounded like a story. So what was the main problem in the story?
Kimberly.
And then how did it all get resolved?
Because Amy and Kimberly went to go tell the principal at the school.
And so but how did it, so they went to go tell the principal and someone got in trouble, that's true. But how did it come to be that they all became friends again?
Because
Did anybody make I guess what I'm getting at is, did anybody make a really good, courageous move so that everything was okay?
they said sorry.
They said sorry, yeah, absolutely. They said sorry. So I would say the lesson I learned from your story, the way that your story went, would be, when we make a mistake, it can all become better if we put ourselves out there and admit what we did that was wrong, right? And say sorry. And that, just like your title says, no bullying, right? Not cool. Not cool. I think that we all can keep thinking about how we need to treat each other with kindness, and you can think about Kimberly and tell me that Amy and Ashley, that's right. And how they solved the problem at the end. Of course, we know that those problems can even be avoided, right? Absolutely. So thanks for helping us think about how we need to treat each other with kindness. I really appreciate that. All right, let's move to Roadrunner cards. You want to do Roadrunner cards with me? I'll give you some. All right. Thank you in advance to these Roadrunners for being respectful, responsible, and ready to learn all the time. You truly are the leaders of Heidemann. Each of you can be a leader. Thank you for doing great things. So when you hear your name, when you get a chance today, and with your teacher's permission, you can come up to the front and claim your Heidemann Roadrunner prize. I first have Nancy from Miss Borjon's class. Good job, Nancy.
Jennifer from Miss Beston's class.
I have Itzel from Miss Peeler's class. Good job, Itzel.
Alexa from Miss Silver's class.
Good job, Alexa. Jonathan Lopez from Miss Thomas's class. Good job, Jonathan. Jocelyn.
Jocelyn from Miss Rosanna's class.
Good job, Joss. Caleb from Miss Imes' class. Good job, Caleb.
Zeta from Miss Rom's class.
Aubrey from Miss Silver's class. Good job, Aubrey.
Camila
From, is there anything on the back? Nope, Miss Sandoval's class.
Miss Sandoval's class.
And last but not least, Marcos from Miss Thomas's class. Looks like Miss Thomas circled he was exceptionally responsible. Good job, Marcos. All right, don't forget to come get your prize today. And I guess that's the show. Let's end with just a reminder. Next week is spring break. So we really want you to enjoy yourselves, but read as much as you can. Maybe take your writer's notebook home and write as much as you can. Practice your math facts, things like that. So we want you to have a great week, but every once in a while, maybe an hour a day out of an entire long day, you sit down and read a book and talk about it with your family and your friends. That'll keep the learning going on, don't you think? I'm going to read a ton over break. You? I love reading. I know the library will be open right down on Main Street, Tustin Public Libraries, Orange County Public Library in Tustin. Right there, great selection of books. So we certainly encourage you to go down there with your families too and check out some books. All right, super long show today. Sorry, teachers. Have a great rest of your day. We will see you soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. See you later. Have a good day. Are we out? Okay, we're still on. Bye, everybody. That was awesome. That was really nice and very brave of you to come out here and read it in front of 650 kids. It was awesome. Need some help?
Oh, it's starting up again.
Huh?
It's starting up.
Yep, it's on again.
Guess it doesn't.
We're stuck. We're stuck on the air. Say stop broadcast. Yes. Stop the broadcast.
Doesn't move it.
Like pull it back towards you. Can you try?
Yeah.
Oh, it did it. It's just a little behind.